Hello, fight fans. Seattle Mike here, Fights with Friends. Everybody, please hit that like button, or I will tell your mom you're a raging alcoholic. Make sure you're subscribed, and don't forget to double tap that bell so you're notified every time we drop a new video or go live. Like, of course, the beginning of next year, Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane, and we're going to be giving away a ton of stuff for that event. But right now, I want to talk about the inception, finally, of a 165-pound division. Now, it might not be what you thought it was going to be. Just like Kevin Lee signing outside of the UFC may not be what you thought it was going to be. Kevin Lee has signed with a promotion. He was said to be in talks with Bellator, with PFL. Lo and behold, as a surprise to many and myself, he signed with Eagle FC, which is Khabib Nurmagomedov's fighting championship, Eagle Fighting Championship. And they have been laying out a ton of events. I mean, they've been having over one event a month for quite some time, and they've gotten 165 matches competed in a pretty short amount of time. It's pretty impressive. Their next event coming up is going to be Tyron Spong versus Sergey Karatenov. Karatenov's, he's a big heavyweight. He's a strong dude. And Tyron Spong, of course, legendary striker. But let's go back to Kevin Lee. Not only did he sign with Eagle FC, he said the reason that he signed with Eagle FC is that they are committed to making a 165-pound championship, and he said he will be their first 165-pound champion. Now, there might be some competition there for him, as Khabib has mentioned being in talks and wanting to sign Tony Ferguson, who is around the same weight. Of course, they fought against each other for the interim strap several years back, but it's been a road of ups and downs, more downs recently, of course, for Kevin Lee than ups. And he will be competing in March. He is suspended, actually, until February. Medical suspension for testing positive for Adderall, which he said was for an adult ADHD. Which I think is probably a pretty good, there's probably a pretty good bet he's telling the truth, because that's what Adderall is for ADHD. But I know it's been said to be a study drug. It's been used in, and abused in a lot of other things, including sports and academics. And, it's an advantage, but if it's prescribed by a doctor, it's prescribed by a doctor. He just has to go through the proper channels for the medical clearance on that. Will Kevin Lee be the new 165-pound champion? They're fighting over on UFC Fight Pass. Will anyone care? Probably not in the United States for a while, maybe, but they are making a big splash internationally. Like I said, they're coming up on their 45th competition and tournament in a short amount of time. Not tournament, fight card. But then Nate Diaz is in the news. Ariel Helwani, within the last 24 to 36 hours, published on his Substack that Nate Diaz has been forced into an extension by the UFC. Now, a lot of people were misreporting this online, always on Twitter, of course, and all over social media, saying that he had signed an extension. Why would he sign an extension? Nate Diaz didn't sign anything. What happened is Nate Diaz said he wasn't interested in fighting Khamzat Chimaev. They were trying to get that fight scheduled. He said what he said about it. He said, I'm not going to fight some rookie. I want a top 5 welterweight. And the UFC basically said, we still hold the right to your next fight. So it was kind of, a lot about nothing that was made about nothing is, they said, hey, we are keeping you on waivers. You can't go anywhere. We're still going to get this fight from you. And all signs point towards them trying to get him in a rematch with Conor McGregor, which I would love to see Conor versus Nate 3. I'm as happy to see it now as I would have been a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. That fight is almost ageless, but they are getting to a point to where they need to get it done. Hopefully Conor is fully healthy and they can get in there and get that thing done. And where Nate Diaz goes from that, I don't know. Does he sign with somebody else? Does he sign with boxing to make a ton of money? Does he fight, the Paul brothers, which are both signed right now, Jake Paul in a rematch with Tyron Woodley actually this Sunday, and then Logan Paul scheduled to fight Mike Tyson. The sports world has gotten very strange lately. But yeah, that's the news. Kevin Lee out of nowhere signs with Eagle FC, blows out Bellator and PFL. I think that's a huge signing for him. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about the Nate Diaz situation. Will that be Conor's next fight? Will he fight again? I mean, technically he came out and tweeted that he retired again for like the third time in a year and a half, like a couple days ago, but I don't think anybody takes that seriously at this point. But let me know what you think down there in the comments. As always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses next time.